Good Saturday afternoon, everybody. We're going to talk about sorry, a little bit of Canadian came out there. About when it starts to count. But before you do that, I'm making chicken broth for my... Hi, Shelly. Hi, Nicole. I'm making chicken broth for my dad who's in the hospital. And chicken broth used to be like made with wholesome, with greatness, with like... And the reason it's abandoned is we have abandoned the art of actually slow cooking and taking time. So I've got some onions over there, and I've got a few carrots, and I've got a quarter of cup of apple cider vinegar, water, a pot. I have olive oil, yeah, salt and pepper, and I have chicken bones. Now I couldn't find chicken bones this morning at the market, so I bought the next best thing, which is really good because it's really full of collagen, and that's what I'm trying to get. You're trying to boil this chicken, these chicken bones, for 24 to 48 hours. So you're basically melting the bones, melting the soft tissues, getting the fat out, so you're getting the collagen, and then you make this beautiful broth. You boil it down, put it in the freezer overnight, and then boil it down to nothing, and then you get this beautiful broth that basically heals your body. And this is gonna gross you out, but this is what I got at the market: chicken feet. Oh my God. So I had a bag of these from, our local organic producer, Springbrook Farms. And so I'm gonna put that in the pot. So just give me a second. Put that in the pot. Yeah. And just, let that simmer for a bit. Yeah, you hear that? Yeah. So while that's simmering, we're going to talk a little bit about, and I'll put the onions in there. Yeah. We're going to talk in a minute. Yeah, right there. Yeah. So we're going to talk a little bit about when it starts to count. So, if you go into the gym and you're running, doing exercise, we keep looking at we're going to run for 1 kilometer, or I'm going to, do 10 or 20 push-ups. But most of us don't realize that it's when you're about to give up. It's when you're saying you're done. It's when you're saying, I don't want to do anymore. That's when you should start to count. That's when you should start to say, I'm going to do 5 more. I'm going to do 10 more. I'm going to do all in and do the opposite of what I want to do, which is to stop. So this is interesting for exercise, but it's also interesting for your life, for your relationships, for your partnerships, for your business. And the reason I say that is, when you look at a relationship that you have at work, for example, and you say to yourself after the end meeting, you say, I am done trying. I am done trying to figure out how to build this. I'm done trying. And you typically do, exactly what you typically do, is you become quiet, you go in a corner, you stop talking to that person, you stop blaming that person to other people. You go around saying, oh my God, this person did this to me and she looked at me crooked. You do that, right? Right? We do that, right? So when we're saying, I'm done, that's when you should lean in. And that's when you should go 10 more times into the next 10 meetings, 10 encounters with that person, and then sit in your stew of emotions, sit in that, and journal about that stew of emotion that brings up to your brain and to your heart, and makes you shiver, and makes you angry, makes you and then do the opposite of what you've been doing all these years. Do the opposite of what you've been doing all these years. Look at what you've been doing and say, I'm going to do the opposite of that. I'm going to lean into the fear, right, of doing it for 1 more time, and then watch your heart, watch your life, watch your career, watch your goals be transformed into something you've never imagined before. Because in opposition of what you're doing right now is your best self. In opposition of what you've been doing all these years, which is to blame others, to not confront your fears, not confront your emotion while you're in that relationship, is your glass ceiling. If you don't do those last 10 push-ups, you will never grow muscles. And if you don't go in 10 more times into that relationship, observing your emotions, and then doing the opposite of that, you will never grow a new brain. You will never grow a new life. You will always stay on the same path. And you'll keep saying, that person's not for me, that relationship's not for me. But really what you're saying to yourself is, I'm afraid to go inside of myself. I'm afraid to look at myself. I'm afraid to move forward with myself. And all those other things are just reasons why we're scared. Yeah. Is this going to be easy? No. No. It's not going to be easy. Is this going to be worth it? Yeah. It is going to be worth it. It's going to be something that you've never experienced before. So go into that relationship 10 more times in observation of yourself and do the opposite things that you've been doing for all these years. Yeah. And let me know how that turns out. I hope you have a great Saturday. I'm going to make my chicken broth, and we'll see you soon. Thank you.